Welcome to this extended edition of the I-24 News Desk. I'm Batya Leventhal, coming to you live from our Tel Aviv studios with some of the top stories this hour. We start in the Gaza Strip, where the ruling Hamas terror group released photos of a gun belonging to Israeli Lieutenant Hadar Goldin, one of the slain soldiers they kidnapped exactly 9 years ago. The Israeli Defense Forces officer was killed during Operation Protective Edge back in 2014, and his body, along with staff sergeant Oron Shaul, have been held by the terrorist group ever since. The Palestinian Alan TV announced that footage depicting the first scenes of their kidnapping back in August 2014 would be released today, being Tuesday. The families of several Israelis, both slain and soldiers and citizens held captive in Gaza, have lobbied hard for their release and safe return to Israel. The footage was followed by a video in which the terrorist group claimed to reveal new details of the kidnapping. According to Hamas, when Goldin died, they had dressed his uniform onto a dead Palestinian fighter, which was done in order to deceive IDF soldiers into thinking that they had retrieved their brother-in-arms body. And joining me now from central Israel is Leah Goldin, the mother of the late IDF soldier Hadar Goldin. Firstly, Leah, thank you so very much for taking the time to be with us here on the I-24 News Desk.
Hello.
What are your thoughts, Leah, 9 years on, in light of the video that has been released? Are you still hopeful for a possible return of your son's body?
What do you mean I hope? I work hard to bring him home, because the ones that sent him to Gaza 9 years ago, exactly 9 years ago, does not do it. They just leave him behind. So it became my job to bring my son home from the battlefield. So it's not a matter of hope when it gets to your kids, you know, especially when they are officers in the IDF.
You recently joined Israeli President Isaac Herzog on his visit to the United States as part of your efforts to have your son's body returned. How has America been involved here? How does their response or assistance compare to the Vatican, where you also requested some help from the Pope?
Yeah, look, we've met the Pope 2 days before last Christmas, and he personally promised us to assist in his channels, religious channels of influence, to bring our boys home. And on May, we've been again in Rome and met the Prime Minister of the Vatican, who told us that he got a special request from the Pope in his handwriting to assist to bring our boys home. So this gives me much energy to know that there are someone in the world that cares about it, because I cannot find it here in Israel. You know, what we get is just this kind of manipulation by Hamas every year on August 1st, on the day of the kidnap and murder of my son. We get the same manipulation. Now, this I don't know what it means, because we still wait from the officials to give us confirmation that it's his disc, identification disc. We don't know that. We don't know nothing about the rifle. So as long as I look at this event, it's a Hamas manipulation. However, they are signaling to our people, enough is enough. Do what it's needed to do in order to bring our boys home. And I'm talking about Hadar, and I'm talking about Oron, about Isham and Avera. And I think that this is the right time we've been to America. I've been to the Congress while our dear President Herzog gave his speech and reminded the Americans that they are responsible for the return of my son, because all of this happened during a ceasefire, a humanitarian ceasefire brokered by the UN and the United States. At that time, Obama was the president and Biden was vice president. So they take it into their responsibility. But what we don't hear is what our people are doing about it. And I think that while we see all the mess, all the political mess here in Israel, I'm calling our Prime Minister, Bibi Netanyahu. You sent Hadar to Gaza. You are responsible to bring him back along with Oron and the citizens. So this is what I have today to say on this bloody day. For me, it's a bloody day, you know. I have no other words to use in order to describe it.
Absolutely. There's no doubt this must be such a hard and very heart-wrenching story, particularly being a mother. Last month, your daughter called out the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as well, saying, quote, that you are guilty, Prime Minister. You're abandoning soldiers and civilians. I'd like to, if I may, ask you how your experience as a family has compared to Gilad Shalit, who was rescued by Netanyahu's efforts from Gaza. Albeit these are very different circumstances, but again, the same prime minister was involved in that rescue effort.
Look, what happened with Gilad Shalit is history, and our problem is because we are between the frustrated people of the Gilad Shalit campaign to the frustrated people of Ron Arad campaign. So it doesn't matter, and it's just a problem to us. I mean, for me, it's what we see today and what we experience today. And what we see today is the Hamas signaling to our people, because I believe they get a lot of pressure from the international community that we work hard to call them and assist. And it's about time to finish it and to show to our people, to all the mothers and fathers of all soldiers currently and in the future, that the Prime Minister and the government do care for their soldiers and bring them home. And this will be the beginning of rectifying our Israeli internal domestic problems.
Leah Goldin, the mother of the late IDF soldier Hadar Goldin, it's always very difficult to be speaking on a subject like this, but especially so on the 9th year anniversary of his death and his kidnapping. May your efforts never go in vain, and we're happy to provide another platform that you could possibly reach out in getting that assistance to bring your boy home.
Thank you so much. Thank you.